Miqat are the 5 different spots around the Kaaba, of course at a very good distance from it, which are the marks, the points beyond which you cannot go without being in ihram. In other words, they are the boundaries of the kingdom of the Almighty. Once you enter them, go past them, you have to be in the desired, expected uniform. So that symbolic exercise has begun. You are entering the territory of the Almighty, of course, in the spiritual terms, otherwise the entire existence is God's territory. Baitullah, Kaaba, the house of Allah, which of course is in appearance just a room, but it's a house for the remembrance of Allah. We cannot see God, but we still need to remember God. And when we see the house of God, which was constructed at the behest of the Almighty, He demanded it to be erected, and therefore it's there for all of us to visit. And it's meant to create the Almighty's presence manifested spiritually. We are able to remember Him. We are able to imagine Him spiritually, that He is there. And indeed, all people who have visited the house of Allah, when they see the house, they are reminded of God, His grandeur, His presence as if is there for all of us to marvel at, to be impressed by, and it's an awe-inspiring experience that everybody who looks at the house for the first time goes through. Tawaf, that is circumambulating around the house of Allah, is actually an exercise which is undertaken by all those who come to sacrifice and put down the animal which is meant to symbolize the nazar, which is the exercise of telling God that it is in actual fact our own existence which needed to be sacrificed, but as an alternative we are offering this animal as a sacrifice, and as a ritual which is meant to be a part of that exercise, we circumambulate the Kaaba. While we do it, we experience the closeness of the presence of God. It is as if we are going round God Almighty's house and continuing to seek help from Him, seek His forgiveness, and seek more and more spiritual proximity to God Almighty. Hajar Aswad, the black stone, symbolizes the right hand of God. It was a part of the tradition of tribes that whenever somebody would enter a tribe or would want to express his allegiance with the chief, he would get hold of the right hand of the chief and kiss it, and then do the bara, or speak out the oath of allegiance to the chief. So that the black stone is, as has been mentioned in the statements attributed to the Prophet, may Allah's mercy be on him, is the right hand of God. We kiss it, or we signal towards it in a way that we are trying to imply that we are kissing it, and then we express our feelings, our commitment to God Almighty, wafa'am bi'ahdik, that we are going to continue to remain steadfast on the promise that we have made to you, that is, we're going to worship you and you alone, and we are going to remain obedient to you. So that is the black stone which symbolizes the right hand of God. And then we go to do Sa'i of Safa and Marwa. These are the two small hills wherein before the actual sacrifice was made by Ibrahim alayhi salam of his son Ismail alayhi salam, they actually went through this exercise of going to and from that hill. And that again is, of course, a symbolic exercise that reminds us of the fact that we have to sacrifice ourselves, our desires, for the sake of the Almighty, and we have to struggle in His way. We have to do Sa'i in His way.